Thanks for joining me again for another Pixie Talks review vlog.
Pixie Talks, reviews and vlogs at Pixie Talks. Pixie Talks, reviews and vlogs at Pixie Talks.
Woo! It's finally October! Are you ready for some spooky themed reviews for this spooky themed month? I know I am. And just in time for Halloween month, I have a new t-shirt design up in the Redbubble store featuring some awesome vampire love, so please check that out. And speaking of vampires, this week is Hotel Transylvania 2. If you recall from the previous Hotel Transylvania, Jonathan the human and Mavis the vampire ended off the movie as a happy new couple, despite the best efforts of Dracula, Mavis's father, to keep them apart. It was a fun, quirky little movie that took a lot of cues and inspiration from the cult classic Mad Monster Party, and it was a fun little romp, even if it was a little too reliant on fad cultural references. This one picks up where that one left off. Jonathan and Mavis get married and eventually announce that, surprise, Mavis is pregnant. An elated Dracula becomes just as overbearing of a grandfather as he is a father, which is both humorous and adorable. But the real crux of the matter that comes to a head is the question of whether little Dennis should be raised as a vampire or as a human. I think that a lot of its flaws are the same as the previous movie. It relies on cheap gimmicky laughs and modernized humor that will become outdated fairly quickly. And yes, Adam Sandler can often feel like he's rehashing old ground an awful lot. That said, it's got all of the same charm as the first one as well. Absolutely lovable characters, dorky humor, and a fun kind of not taking itself too seriously silliness. You end up really caring about these guys, from the main characters to the supporting cast, and it's that character-audience connection that really sells the story. Visually speaking, it's mostly the same as the last one from a few years ago. I think the biggest weakness of the artistry is in texturing. Surfaces and characters can often come across as shiny and with a plasticky quality. But its biggest strength is in how expressive all of those characters are, which just furthers how easy it is to become engaged with them. It's a style that brings out emotion superbly well. And its biggest point to talk about is its not so subtle tackling of the subject of racism and prejudice. The argument, of course, between Jonathan's family and Count Dracula is whether Dennis is a monster or a human. While Mavis and Jonathan are happy with letting the child explore either heritage at his own pace and without pressure to conform to anything, the grandparents are staunchly of the opinion that lines must be drawn and sides must be chosen. It's actually a rather beautiful look at how damaging segregation mentality is, and is a great lesson for kids about accepting those who are different from themselves. Clear that this is a great kids movie from the reactions of the children at the theater. Yes, I am a grown adult who goes to see kids movies in theater, don't judge me. Kids were laughing uproariously and absolutely adored the more action-y sequences, even though I found the action rather dull. I mean, honestly, when you've seen as many cartoons as I have, you no longer find the whole hit repeatedly with tennis balls from a tennis ball machine trope all that entertaining. But the kids loved it, and you know what? It was a fun little movie with a great ambiance and a great message. It wasn't better than the original, but you know what? It wasn't really worse than the original either. And I would certainly more than accept these cute little flicks in a kids' Halloween movie lineup. And that's it for my review of Hotel Transylvania 2. Please be sure to subscribe for more and join me for more spooky reviews through October. Next week I'll be taking a look at a vampire anime from earlier this year, so be sure to come back for that. And with that, I'll see you then. Bye!